Hey everybody, it's June 10th, 2023, and I haven't been on doing any videos or anything for the last couple of weeks. I haven't been feeling well. I came down with some sinus infection, and then I think part of it too is, I also get seasonal allergies, and yeah, I know there was some forest fires up in Canada that were lingering down here, and so we had some air quality stuff that was going on here in Minnesota. New York out east has it worse than we do, so I'm thankful, but hopefully the strong winds can take care of that smoke that's in the air. Anyway, I'm feeling better, and I've been slowly working on my hives. Actually I've been doing the waiting game for the last couple weeks because I ended up buying. Actually, I did a split, and let's see if I can come over here. All right. What I did is I ended up buying a Better Bee, which is a licensed style hive. Painted it kind of yellowish. It was supposed to be a little bit orange to it, but anyway, I did a split, and they seem to be doing pretty well right now. It's only been, let's see, the queen was released, and she looked like a nice healthy queen back, and she looked like that was last Sunday, which would have been 8 days ago. No, 5 days. Maybe it's some old brood then. Yeah, it could be old brood. Anyway, I opened it up, and I thought I saw some eggs in there, so I'm crossing my fingers, and I think this will be a good hive. And I'll check out in another week or so to see how they're doing and stuff. But they don't seem to be foraging that much. There's enough food in there for them to work off of, and but that's okay. They're trying to build up their numbers anyway, and if that queen is laying some eggs, and there's plenty of room for eggs in there, or room for eggs, that's perfect. The other hive I've been really struggling with, that's the yellow hive, right there. And obviously this is the pink one right here, and that is the yellow one. Anyway, the yellow one seems to be, even after putting a new queen in there, doesn't seem to be laying. Couldn't find any eggs, and this is 2 weeks after. I'm probably gonna wait a couple more days, and I'll reopen it back up. Last time I looked was 6 days ago, and so tomorrow will be 3 weeks. And I know if she was a virgin queen, sometimes it takes about a week before they'll start laying. But anyway, I've been struggling with that hive all spring long, and it's frustrating as can be. Anyway, pink hive is doing good. I just did a spot inspection 6 days ago, and I added on a super, actually a couple supers, so they're doing good. The trouble is they're not building out the supers very well, and so maybe the numbers are just down a little bit. I don't know, but there's brood in there, plenty of brood, and that brood's going to be hatching, and so when that booms, they're going to need that room to go up into the supers and start building out. I'm not really concerned about getting any honey this year. This is my first year of beekeeping, and so a lot of my frames are just foundation, and so I'm trying to get the bees to build out that foundation, so next year I can have the bees don't have to work as hard, and they can concentrate on getting just food, resources, building up those honey supers. And so hopefully next year I'll have a good honey harvest. But this year I'm not banking on it. So anyway, with my first year, There's a couple things that another thing that I've been working on, and let's see here. Well, I watched a few videos. Ames Farms, he's on YouTube, and also the Bug Farmer. Those are my two resources. And it started out with Vino Farms, and I know Bug Farmer kind of adopted his philosophy. But basically, you add a deep frame and a medium frame together to make it, and then you just make a longer box, and they call it the box, the hive itself. They call it the hive barn, and I don't know, with me I'm just trying to get some nukes going, some smaller hives going, building out frames. I don't want a big huge hive or whatever at this moment. I just want them to build out some frames. But anyway, it got me thinking is bees like to build up, and if I can get some nukes, modify some frames for some nukes, and then build my own boxes for these frames. So anyway, this is what I got. I put together, you got the top, this top one is a deep frame, the other one is a medium frame, and the bottom bar, what I did is I glued them together, put some holes in it for not just ventilation, but so the bees can walk between the frames a lot easier instead of walking around. Not only that, I don't want a whole lot of drone comb, and I know drone comb usually gets built at the bottom of the frames, and in this case it would be probably between the frames, and so I'm reducing the drone comb, and it's some drone comb is fine, but at this stage I prefer not to have a bunch of drone comb. I want worker comb to work with. So anyway, I basically, again, what I did is I took the two frames, the bottom one I just turned upside down. I glued the bottom bars together, put holes in it, and then did some staple work, put them together like that. And then the bottom, obviously I'm gonna have this little notch, I'm gonna cut that out. Just gonna be careful. And so one of my top bars is gonna be my bottom. This is my first demo or trial frames that I'm gonna work with. I have some ideas on how to modify it a little bit more, so I could actually get a bottom bar on the bottom. But I'm gonna have to do some work, and I'm gonna have to probably talk to a good carpenter to ask him a favor and make some sidebars for me, because the biggest issue is the sidebars. So I'm gonna probably eventually down the road is create some new sidebars. I looked all over the place for if there was suppliers out there, Man Lake, Better Bees, other suppliers, and I just cannot find anything. They do Layens frames, and Layens frames are generally shorter in width, and not only that, they don't do I don't see a whole lot of foundation where they use like black foundation, the yellow foundation, whatever. It's usually foundationless that they put in there, and I want something that is actually that's going to be compatible with my Langstroth hives. Instead of just going strictly Layens, I want Langstroth hives because I like the width on them. And so the style of the sidebars are different for Layens, and from what I could tell from the suppliers that do sell them, and it's not, I don't think it's gonna fit my needs. And so my best thing is to go to a carpenter and redo these sidebars, because that's the big key, is replacing those sidebars, and that'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run in the future. But anyway, this first year, I have two more queens that are coming. Just a few more days. I'm going to make 2 more nukes, and they're going to be. I'm looking at 5 frame nukes. I'm gonna make because I'm gonna make 10 of these. I'm gonna do a trial with them and see if they'll build that out and see if they like it. But I'm also going to put it into another better bee, probably a better bee hive or a license hive, something that's insulated. If I don't buy one from them, I might just make one myself because I don't see that there's really not hard to make. So I'm looking for something that has because wood itself has an R value of 1.3. And since I live in Minnesota, I'm on the southern part of the Arctic Circle. Our winters tend to be a little long. I want an R value at minimum of 6. And wood's not going to cut it. I know you can wrap it and everything else, but if I'm going to buy hives and if I'm going to invest something, I'm going to do it straight off the bat. I don't want to do this extra. You buy a wood hive for 2 deeps in a super for, I don't know, $150, $200 or whatever it is with the frames and everything else. And then turn around, you have to buy another kit, just to cover it in the fall for $80, $100. And it's like, what's the point of doing that? Just do it all right away right when you start your hive in the spring. Put some good R value right away. When you put your bees in there, bees like it. They're accustomed to being in thick trees with good hollow openings and stuff like that. That's what they want, and they're accustomed to having that R value 5 or 6 or even greater in the wild, and that's what they want. So anyway, that's my plan, and it's still quote unquote springtime right now. We still have all summer long, but I really trying to get these 2 nukes built or whatever I need to do prepared, because in a couple of days I'm gonna do a split. I'll probably end up doing a split off of my pink hive, the one that's doing really well, because that one seems to has an awesome queen right now. Like I said, with doing the 2 splits, I'm not worried about getting honey off of them. I'd just be happy if they can get a bunch of foundation going this year. But I started out with 2 hives at the beginning was it April 30th? I'm at 3 right now. I've already done 1 split. One of those hives, that other hive is struggling. The other one's booming, and hopefully by the end of June, which in July I'm not making any more splits because they advise not to, which makes sense to me. But hopefully I'll have 5 hives by the end of June, and then I can prep doing winter preparation for this fall. So I know what to do, and then it's going to be a good learning experience for me, and I'm glad to share it with everybody. But my big project right now is my half Layens, half Langstroth high frames, and we're going to see how it goes this summer. And if it works out great, I'm probably going to go over strictly the Layens Langstroth frames that I'm building, because it just doesn't make any sense to continually lifting deep boxes, a brood, to inspect 20 frames, a double deep. So you're lifting 10 frames off of the top deep, and then 10 frames off the bottom deep. It just doesn't make any sense. I know it's been done for a long time, but you know, I'm a big guy, strong, I'm healthy, and I don't want to wear out my back. I'd much rather just do it once, and that's one deep, one brood nest pulling out, and that's 10 frames, and that's it. So anyway, peace out. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I know I don't have that many followers right now, but you know, tell your friends. Anyway, God bless. Love y'all. Bye.